Hey, what's up? I'm Matea Babcock, and in this video I want to share with you one of my favorite patterns to use for warming up. And I love this exercise because it's great for any level rider. You can make this as simple or as advanced as you want to. And it's a great way to build softness into your horse and get green horses started with vertical flexion. So this is just following the rail with a circle in each of the four corners. And the reason I like this is because it really helps get some bend into your horse, but you're not in your horse's mouth the whole time if you are working on getting that vertical flexion and that softness. It's a great way to start peppering it in without overdoing it. So let me show you the hand positions for the circle. This is really important. So when you're on the straightaway, you're simply just going to be on a loose rein or whatever rein you're comfortable with. And then when you go to your circle, what I want you to do is you are going to ask for some flexion and bend, excuse me, from your horse. And so we're gonna kind of exaggerate this for the beginner stage, and you're gonna be right here. So I have a fixed rein, my outside rein is fixed. I'll place my hand on my saddle right here. If you have something to hold on to, like a piece of leather, if your hand likes to pop up, it's a really good idea to kind of anchor that hand. And then my inside rein is going to come up and out just a little bit. And you notice I'm kind of in an extreme position, right? But this is how I'm going to start out. It's going to be a little exaggerated in the beginning. And I did this with Ember when she was a 2-year-old, and it helped her so much. It helped really build some much needed softness into her that I was struggling with getting with her as a colt. So then from there, if you find that your horse is easily tipping their head in and maybe even offering a little vertical flexion, you can change it up. And you can go from this position to, let me show you here, to this position. You can just bring one rein up and one out. And you notice she's wasn't quite understanding what I wanted there. And so that's why she's backing up. So I'm just gonna hold. And no, that's not the right answer. I had it a minute ago. So I want that vertical flexion, but I also want bend this way. So I'm just raising one rein up. That's another way you can ask for that vertical flexion. And I'm just going to hang out with her here until she figures this out. And see how my outside rein blocked her there from taking a step? I'm not looking for her to take a step. I want that right there. I'm going to release. So that's an example of how I can make my point clear, even when I'm doing little stuff. Like showing hand placement, I can still, it's the release that teaches there. So, and then after you get your horse soft with that, the next stage is just asking for vertical flexion like you normally would. You're going to slide one hand down both reins so you have contact with the mouth, and then you are going to bridle up, just like that. And that's what you'll do. And that's what you'll do for the next stage on your circle. And then eventually, if this exercise gets really easy for you, you can hold the vertical flexion all the way through the pattern. And that's kind of the stages you have for this exercise. And even throughout your warm-up, if you have like a more advanced horse, you can start out with the more exaggerated position either here or here, and then go to asking for vertical flexion when you have the green light from your horse. So that's the basics of it. And you'll notice as I'm riding this pattern here that I am waiting for my horse to get soft. I'm going to set it up and wait. This isn't forcing my horse into a position. I want to get their mind right, and then when their mind gets soft and they get warmed up, then they're going to give me that vertical flexion and that softness. But I'm just going to wait on this pattern. You'll notice Ember's really fast in the beginning here when we're using this pattern, and that's okay. I'm just going to ride it out. If I was uncomfortable with how fast she was going, I could throw in another couple circles down the rail to help slow my horse down. But this is the power of patterns, is that consistency, and using the pattern. To use the pattern effectively, you really have to ride the pattern until your horse relaxes. A lot of times, a beginner mistake I see people make is they'll ride through the pattern once and they'll be like, phew, I'm done. It's like, no, you gotta, did your horse say you were done? You know, you're waiting for that relaxation. And you know, one of the things I'm looking for with Ember is for her to settle in and have a nice rhythmic gait. I want her to be nice and soft and not go faster downhill and slower uphill and all that kind of stuff. I'm waiting for all that to even out. And then I know she's in a better mental place. So I'll show you a little before. You know, she's all rushy, little after. She's soft. I can start asking for that vertical flexion. And that's how I can use this pattern effectively. Give this one a try. Until next time, keep it simple and keep it savvy.